From Chris 6 News, this is your Tropical Update, brought to you by the law offices of Herman & Herman.
Good evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Dale Nelson, just to keep you updated on a storm in the Gulf of Mexico that is looking less and less likely like it's going to be a problem for us. Meteorologist Bill Alexander said 24 hours ago that the latest conditions favored it not being so bad here, and we've continued that mode of conversation with hourly updates throughout the afternoon and evening hours here on Chris 6. So thanks for being with us. You can see why. It's the wind shear that's getting a hold of this. Southwesterly winds aloft are stretching the system apart, not allowing the thunderstorms to build up very much. And when they do, each time they do, dry air wraps in from the west around this that we'll see on the water vapor imagery. But you notice how hazy blue the skies were today? That's the dry air coming into this. So the bottom line is that some of the reports of real heavy rain, it does not look like it's going to materialize with this. That this is the 10 o'clock advisory. The pressure stays the same at 997 millibars from the 7 o'clock advisory, 60 mile an hour winds, gusts of 70. But we're keeping up with it. As long as the Weather Service puts out watches and warnings for us, we are going to cover this just in case, because it hasn't gone inland yet and it won't go inland until early next week. North-northeast track at 2 miles an hour. So yesterday it was looking like it was going to be about right here, and it's a lot further north and a little bit east of where it is now. So this puts us less in danger of being impacted by this indirectly. It never looked like it was going to be directly at all, but now it looks more indirectly, if that. So the forecast track from the Hurricane Center takes it 7 o'clock tomorrow night, 60 mile an hour winds, so it doesn't change that, moving off to the west-northwest, and then eventually off to the northwest towards Matagorda Bay, Palacios, with 60 mile an hour winds on Monday night. And this is going to accelerate because it's going to get picked up by another trough and moved inland and then stretching over to the Louisiana-Texas border. So you can see that right here by Wednesday. So there's that curve to the right. Corpus Christi's right here. So this is going to be north of us. So even if it does this, and even if it strengthens a little bit, which doesn't look like it's going to happen now, we're still going to be on the better side of this storm. Take a look at this wind radii, which had us in this early on. But now it's taken the strong tropical storm force winds and putting them on the upper Texas coast and barely reaching Rockport on the yellow here at 9 o'clock on Monday night. So these are weak tropical storm force winds, and so we never really get into that Corpus Christi south or west. So this is good news as long as it holds. All right, here's the water vapor imagery. Look at all the dry air. That's what's killing the storm right there, and that's why it looks pretty ragged, along with the wind shear coming out of the southwest, tearing it apart. So that's the key right there. Now, here it is in the upper atmosphere moving west because the high is going to move over the top of it. Winds around the high are clockwise, so that's going to drive it more to the west. And then northwest, as that high moves over, it's going to pick it up and carry it north. So we're going to miss out on this, and we're going to be on the drier side of the system, so that doesn't mean a lot of rain for us as it meanders off to the Tennessee Valley later next week. Here is the rain forecast. We've been showing this all day, showing heavy rain on the upper Texas coast, north of Victoria. But for us, again, I want to emphasize this, on average, it's looking like a ½ inch of rain or less for the region. So here are the impacts for us heading to the middle Texas coast, but north of Corpus Christi, uncertainty on the path, but watching closely, and coastal flooding with the storm surge warning in effect, 1 to 3 feet. And the increasing wind and rain will not be till Monday night and Tuesday. Tomorrow's okay. I don't think it's going to rain tomorrow. And then the 0 to 2 inches on the rain across the coastal bend from south to north. Here's a look at the Doppler radar. And again, you can see a few showers offshore and more activity up here headed to Louisiana. Eventually that'll curve to the right, and some of this will come down the coast here, as you can see on the future tracker. You can see it right here starting. This is 5 o'clock tomorrow with clouds. But then you can see a few showers here, 5 a.m. Monday, and additional activity spinning up into the region at 4 o'clock Monday afternoon. There's the center of circulation. Notice the heavy rain up towards Port Lavaca and Matagorda Bay, but not here in the coastal bend. Rainfall amounts, again, these will go up, but not tomorrow, nothing. And then 1 to inch of rain, maybe a little bit more by Monday evening. And these numbers will go a little bit higher, but notice the zeros down to the south. So that's that. Here's the long-range rainfall, and again, you can see the heavy rain up the coast, 2 to 4 inches and more just out of our viewing area, maybe an inch northern half of the coastal bend, maybe a little bit more south and west, little to nothing. Here's the winds, and again, they're out of the north. They're going to be gusty tomorrow, so you'll notice that. Gusty northerly winds, about 30 miles an hour. This is at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, and then here we go on Monday, and you can see a gust of 42 in Rockport on Monday afternoon, but almost half of that in Falfurrias at just 22. So it depends on where you live in the coastal bend. Northern areas will see more wind Monday afternoon than southern areas. And then as we get into landfall, Tuesday morning, the winds come down, they're out of the west, and we dry out. So that's the extent of it, and that's what's going to happen. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast then. 69 again tonight, nice and comfortable outside with that breeze blowing. 88 tomorrow. Again, we'll pick up a late day shower after sunset on the coast. 84 here on Monday with some rain falling in the region. 88 with the rain ending on Tuesday. Then 86 Wednesday, and here comes the sunshine and pleasant temperatures. And don't forget the Storm Shield app. You can keep track of the weather 24/7, and you can get it by downloading the Storm Shield app right here on Chris 6. So do it, and keep up with us with live updates as well. We'll have one at 11 o'clock tonight. We now go to break, and we'll be back with Javier in just a minute.